We're looking at Viking against Secret. It's been, couple of months since Viking managed to win a game against Team Secret. They beat them 2-0. It was like 7-8 months ago. But yeah, I like the opening from Team Secret. Snapfire, Elder Titan, Snapfire can be played as mid, can be played as position 5. But, with the Spirit, a lot of that magical damage will be buffed up. On the other side, Viking, Vengeful Spirit, Drow Ranger, these two heroes, seems like this is the way they play. Like every single time they manage to beat Team Liquid, beat the top tier teams, is get that Vengeful Spirit, possibly a Medusa if it's available, and just buff it up. Solar Crest, Empower, Blood Rite, Blood Rage, any kind of Guardian Greaves. Like it's all about that. Just buff up my carry so that he is stronger than the enemy carry.
And that's exactly what Vengeful Spirit does, right? And this duo, I believe Drow Ranger plus Undying and Elder Titan might be a little bit stronger as a lane combination, but throughout the game, Vengeful Spirit just does more for Drow, and Drow is just busted. Like, this hero isn't banned for no reasons constantly. In your pubs, in pro games, this combo, Drow Ranger on her own is strong, but Vengeful Spirit, with the aura that she gives, with the minus armor that activates Roshan, and then you have Swap, which makes life easier for Drow throughout the game. It's just very strong. But I love the Elder Titan, like Lacoste said. Like, I love this opening from Secret too.
And now that Undying gets removed, as well as looks like Spectre Timbersaw taken out over there from Viking GG. We did also see them mix in a Puck. I think that was yesterday when they picked the Vengeful Spirit. At that time, it was with a Medusa, but age-old combo there, of course. Aghanim's Puck, easy snaps on the coil. Pretty good stuff.
That was also with the Medusa, like you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was a perfect Puck game. Usually, I don't tend to say that, but they needed one hero just to hold them in place. Also, Viking, they might consider banning out Phantom Assassin. It's still in the pool. Like, getting rid of all these, I'm going to jump onto your face heroes. Timbersaw, Spectre already gone, and the PA is just a busted hero right now. Also, it's not about, PA jumping on top of Drow Ranger. It's also the Drow Ranger doesn't really, buy into MKB that early. It's more about, getting a Pike, getting a Manta style, BKB if there's a lot of magical burst damage. So that item allows her to, not getting that item fast, allows PA to just stay ahead of the Drow Ranger.
She doesn't. One of the strengths of Drow is also her ulti, right? Which pretty much means you don't have to buy that MKB early on Drow Ranger, and because you're fighting constantly together, PA doesn't get those opportunities to get these small pick-offs. Like on a side lane, she's playing in Blur, she just jumps your face and you're dead as a support in 1-2 with the Dezo, right? But with the Elder Titan, with his aura, I think PA is always an option. That's a pretty solid call. Spectre, however, that's your age-old answer to Drow Ranger. Like, it's what you have to ban if you're picking Drow.
Definitely. I love the Snapfire opener from Secret. I think she's a good opener in general, but they've played it a lot on the 5, so that very well could just be Puppey's hero, even though the meta right now, you want to see that core Snapfire go for the Aghanims. I don't necessarily expect that here out of Secret.
It could be Snapfire Zai offlane that rushes the Aghanims, like you said. It's possible, but it's still just as strong as your position 5. This combo of heroes on offlane is really sick too. If you have Elder Titan not played by Zai but by YapzOr, and if you combo them on the offlane, they're also really strong because Elder Titan needs slow and he needs a stun reach to really dish in that damage. Remember, on level 2 he gets plus 120 if he hits 2 heroes and a couple of creeps. So this lane can be very bad for Drow and Venge.
No shortage of damage there for sure.
Yeah, with these 2 heroes, they have a lot of boxes checked. Like, these are some really nice scaling heroes, and they're also strong laners. Like, talking about how you're going to buff up your carry, this is the one. Very strong laner, and I want to see some kind of setup, like any kind of stun in the lane. There's still a Rubik available. They might be a bit squishy looking at, Venge, Drow, Bloodseeker, but Bloodseeker tends to be one of the few heroes, reminds me of Venomancer, who can build pretty much any item, and it's going to look good on paper. You need Spirit Vessel, there we go. You need Rod of Atos, nice. Pipe, Guardian Greaves, I can buy that and still look good, still contribute to the team fights.
And it's a comfort pick. They really like this Bloodseeker. Yes. They pick it up regularly. They know it well. They know how to kind of capitalize on the space and chaos he creates.
if you remember their draft with the Puck, Medusa, and Venge, it didn't have Drow, but it did have Bloodseeker as well. So all into this buffing up of the Drow Ranger, which makes a lot of sense if you want to have one hyper carry. Also, I said earlier about this Elder Titan offlane scenario versus Venge and Drow. They're going to go for Lich for that extra armor as well. It becomes a little bit harder for Bloodseeker to play, but this answers it. It should be this duo on the offlane, Snap and Elder Titan, right? One of them is core, the other is a position 4. But they have to be careful. It's not all about that damage, because Vengeful and Drow Ranger, if they continuously kite you and keep distance, that minus armor, they deal so much damage early on.
Lacoste, we've talked about PL quite a bit. What's going on with that PL ban? Is he just good against Drow Ranger? Is that the idea?
He is. If they tend to pick similar lineup like they used to with Venge, Drow, Bloodseeker, they don't have that much AoE and could be a real issue. Really good ban here. Usually it's not, because Phantom Lancer is not as strong as some top tier carries right now who come online much faster, like PA, especially when she's paired up with the Mag, Spectre, and most importantly Sven with the built-in cleave.
I also have to say that Lich that has been picked activates your PA and Sven a little bit better as well, because he's such a strong laner and you have combo. Even something like a Ricky is an option, probably won't be picked, but all these heroes that reach and get on top of Drow are good with Lich, because in the lane they also have that reach potential, right? They can get on top of the offlaner and easily kill him with the ice shield from the Lich. They go with the Earth Spirit, your position 4. That's kind of tanky, dishes out a lot of magic damage. It's nice with the Bloodseeker on the offlane because, Lifestealer.
Quick pick on the Lifestealer too. Almost surprised he's made it this deep in the draft.
Didn't they lose 2 games with Lifestealer recently? They did, didn't they? Versus Liquid. They played Lifestealer in both of their games. He needs a vessel. He needs a hero that gets on top of Drow. Lifestealer is great, but he's playing versus Rupture, and he has no way of reaching Drow. So he really needs a hero that will get him in there. Is Snapfire enough?
That's the vehicle that he needs. Just come inside this rocket ship, and I'm gonna spit you out. But this matchup, Lifestealer against Drow Ranger, it could be a bit tricky for a Lifestealer. Drow Ranger should not be underestimated when Rage is down. It's some serious amount of damage, and they have a lot of control. You also have BKB piercing ability. You have Rupture plus swap combination, so that's going to be very potent in the mid game. Banning out Pugna, which I really like against the Drow Ranger, and it allows them to
silence too on Viking GG. Drow, Bloodseeker, and Earth Spirit. Definitely a Manta game for this Lifestealer, I'd say.
They just need a hero on Viking, I believe that's... all of the spirits actually went through, right? Yeah, Ember, Void Spirit, Storm Spirit. Both of these teams, they need a hero that makes stuff happen in the mid-game. They need a playmaker. Team Secret, I think, more even so than Viking GG. They need one of
an Ember
these.
Spirit type hero?
Like an Ember, yeah. Any of the spirits should work, I believe. Storm Spirit plus Lifestealer age-old combo as well. Unless, like Lacoste said, they will just go back into Snapfire being your complete method of initiating with the Aghanims. But that's not reliable. They ban out the TA, maybe even a Puck is an option.
So Viking GG, is it usually a position 3 Bloodseeker? Is that how they play it? So looking for a mid, most likely? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much all the time. Can be played as 4 in certain situation. It's doable, but they already have Earth Spirit, so pretty much looks like they just need a mid laner.
All right, well, Secret will be up first.
Yeah, we have all of these spirits, but we also have Puck, but if you pick Puck, there are the spirits still in the pool.
Is Lone Druid crazy? We saw Secret play it yesterday.
Usually it's Matu that plays the Lone Druid, and I don't see Lifestealer being played by Nisha. So it's not too...
Yeah, you're right.
It's not too crazy, but it doesn't really fit this playmaking role, even with the way he builds it with early mask and whatnot. It's just not active enough.
They've got the Morphling available, and I know that sounds really greedy, but we've seen them play that really active style Morphling. You could get the Ags, and you've got the Lifestealer on your team.
No, it's just the spirit.
Okay.
It's just the spirit.
You called it. Sniped it.
I mean, it's not really hard to snipe, right? One of the spirits in this meta.
And
there you
there's
go,
the other
another.
one. Storm Spirit. All right, Lizard, welcome to the panel, buddy. He comes out swinging. All right,
A great
interesting
call,
game
Lizard.
1 drafts.
One of the spirits.
Well, hey, we'll give him a layup for his debut here at Epic League. What do we like? Predictions. Who's got game 1?
I think they are a bit squishy on Viking against the heroes that Team Secret has. Like this core ET, it's not actually core ET. They're swapping things around. Zai will be playing the offlane Snapfire, position
Okay.
4 ET. I think Lich is a very good pick where like it gives them so much more team fight, like Snapfire, ET, Lich, and Void Spirit to go in. They don't have that instant like silence unless Storm Spirit gets Orchid really fast against the Void Spirit, and I think Nisha can easily pop off in this type of a game.
Yep, they do have the spirit to hunt him down. That's Boom playing the Storm, but I like 55 perhaps towards Secret, but honestly, more because of the name than because of the drafts. I think both of these teams have very powerful drafts, which with completely different ideas of how the game should be played. Venge Drow, they want to gather up early on, push. By the way, Secret, they just want to break that apart with all the team fighting. We'll see which one comes out on top.
We'll see if these silences can be the combo breaker. But for our second series today, we've got a new casting pair. It's going to be Killer Pigeon and Pycat. Gentlemen, how we doing over there? Oh, he did it again. Oh,
I always do
sneaky
this.
devil.
Hello. So close.
KPK.
So seamless. Thank you. But of course, Pycat back again. More Secret. This time up against Viking. You know, how do we feel about this one? Because yesterday we saw mudgolems. Of course, they managed to take a game off Team Secret. Do you think Viking opening up with this type of draft has a better shot than what we saw from mudgolems yesterday?
I mean, Secret did look a little bit rusty, at least. Like they haven't played in a while, right? They dropped that one game, which they maybe should have won, and then it was a pretty clean game 3, I would say. But yeah, I think the Viking draft has some nice tools. They've got the Drow Venge with the quick Roche taking, and they also have Storm Spirit, like very beneficial kind of Aegis care. And they're kind of relying on the Lifestealer, the position 1 to be kind of the true carry here. Of course, the Void Spirit and the Snapfire can scale to some extent, but it's a position 3 Snapfire, so not really the same as this mid that usually goes for these damage items.
No, that was kind of
So
the surprising part. As I was kind of looking, I was like, by the end, they could have maybe still switched it up and ran the Snap mid. Do you think you would have liked the draft a bit more if it was Snap mid, Void Spirit offlane?
I mean, yeah, I don't know about the Void Spirit offlane, but I would have liked to see Snap mid for sure. The one thing, I'm just a little concerned for the Secret offlane potentially. We'll see how it goes in the early levels, but it's just, there are a lot of potential rotations towards the safe lane, I would say. The Earth Spirit can rotate there very easily. Same goes for Storm once he gets 6. But I think Lacoste mentioned something that's kind of note, which is the Storm Spirit, not the Storm Spirit, the Void Spirit, sorry, played by Nisha, could definitely pop up in this one. And yeah, it's something you always have to be worried about against Team Secret. Just Nisha popping off and doing Nisha things.
That's exactly kind of like the concern here, right? Is like Secret kind of have this pop in, pop out mentality about multiple heroes. Of course, Lifestealer with his rage always has that kind of get out of jail free card. And of course, there's a very easy way for them to weaponize their supports once Zai has his hands on an axe. Whereas Viking, there is a risk that the Drow can be a little bit too static, right? Like if they do get on top of her, usually like you're already on the back line as the Drow, the Venge is usually there next to you. It's going to be very tough for Viking to find superior positioning in these fights. Yeah,
but that's why the Venge is so nice. You get that swap, you get the relocation of the Drow Ranger, so you can position yourself better in the fight. So I think they definitely have some good fighting chances here.
Which lane do you think is going to be most critical for Viking to kind of offset anything that maybe happens down mid? Is it just a case of the race between Spirit, Storm versus Void in this game?
I mean, the mid Spirit lane is definitely an important one to look at, and it's going to be a very early first blood here.
Yeah,
that's Matu also with the feast. That was just I mean, without Orb of Venom or wounds or anything, he just got walked down.
Yeah, he got trapped in the trees and kind of sold out because they anticipate Aramis was going to go get the creep wave, as you usually do as an Earth Spirit in these lanes. Backfires. Bloodseeker, not really a hero we usually see giving over kills in the first few minutes. Usually it's a very simple hero, right? You run up, you blood right, you secure your creeps, you kind of pressure your opponents a little bit, but you shouldn't really be hemorrhaging kills this early.
No, that's going to be a little bit spooky for him, since now Matu's going to have the very early Orb of Venom, and coupled with the Lich, the blast and the armor, the additional slow, it's going to be... could be kind of tough for him to survive. Boom, though, is doing quite well so far in the mid lane. Nisha's got the bottle, but it's slowly walking out to this mid lane, so it means Boom is going to have some good waves here.
Yeah, already up to 5 to 9. It's also a case of while he's low, Bloodseeker's lane does get a little bit easier because, that's the other factor. If you do pressure these other two lanes as Viking, even though there's this awkward early death on Tobi, he could start to kind of poke away at Secret safe lane.
Yeah, I don't really expect them to kind of penetrate the Secret safe lane, but he could definitely be a nuisance to the Lifestealer if the other heroes are very low in the other lanes. But, I mean... it's very difficult for Earthspirit and Bloodseeker to kind of pressure this Lifestealer. That's why I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Aramis just rotate off of this lane at some point. Just go towards the safe lane, go even towards the mid lane, try to set up some kills there. Either you get the Storm rolling so that he can go help out the safe lane, or you just help out your safe lane yourself.
I'm kind of seeing the issue of trying to gank mid when you're level 2. You don't have a point in the silence yet, which means it's very easy for the Void Spirit to get away. But, he could just pass on his way towards that bot lane. It can be a little bit dicey, though, trying to, gank into an ET. Because once he has that level 2 Astral Step, Astral Spirit, then people kind of get deleted.
So many of these, right? It's the Astral Step, it's the Astral Spirit, it's the Storm Spirit, the Earth Spirit, the Void Spirit.
Yeah, my favorite one is when everyone keeps calling Void Spirit and Faceless Void Void when they're both in the game.
Yes. I mean, they're making it... Valve are making it way more difficult, for casters these days. You gotta keep track of all the spirits and steps and astrals.
I mean, they overlay it as well, right? Like, okay, well, if there's Faceless Void and Void Spirit in the game, call them VS. But then what if there's a Vengeful Spirit in the game as well?
And Aramis misses the roll onto mid lane. Nisha here, a little bit low. This is going to be kind of nice for Tobi, but you see, even though despite Tobi being, kind of fast, it's just level 1 Thirst, and it's still very easy for Lifestealer to just 2 points in Feast. He's got the Bracer. It's very difficult to pressure him at this point.
Yeah, they have at least forced Puppey here, though, and actually they're going to be able to jump on top of him. Void Spirit in a bit of trouble. Doesn't have enough to get the actual step off. Moves away. Boom's the one who goes down as a result.
Yeah, nice rotation there by Puppey. Helps out Nisha. The Frost Shield, I think, was what killed him in the end.
Yeah, and that stick just about kept him up. YapzOr was just there to make sure there was no sort of re-engage coming out of the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, at the same time, I mean, it's not really like Boom. He's not going to lose out much from this. You can see net worth, it's going to be just about even with the Void Spirit, maybe even slightly ahead because Void Spirit still had to walk back to base. So it's not the end of the world here.
No, and to be honest, for both sides, they don't really care about the situation now top, where all the supports have fled from the top lane because a Lifestealer is going to farm and so is a Bloodseeker. Meanwhile, the bot lane, they're farming heroes. They actually find the Snapfire out. YapzOr not really that threatening. I mean, he's still short of level 3, so you haven't got that big, angry man with a staple gun online yet.
No, it's going to be... I mean, he's just about to hit 3, but this bottom lane could become... quite strong for Viking. It's kind of nice though. You see Puppey already making the rotation towards bottom. This ward should have spotted him out. Stupendous. But they could try to attempt some maneuvers down here. You see that the MATUMBAMAN doesn't really need any sort of assistance in the top lane now.
No, it's more or less just you hit me, I hit you. We both realize this is futile and we hit creeps instead. Who's going to blink first? What you really want to have is kind of that cookie into the stun. The problem is I don't think you want to be cookie and Puppey in, so it's going to be pretty hard to hit the stomp on the Elder Titan in this lane.
Yeah, I mean the thing is you get the scatter blast, you get one of these slows. It's going to be pretty easy to hit this blast. I think I'm kind of looking for
Puppey. Mistakes made.
Maybe in trouble here. Yeah.
He was confident, very confident that was a safe place to stand.
Maybe a little bit too confident. I'm surprised he didn't go for the roll there. He definitely could have had the rune. Maybe he was scared of an Ether Remnant or something. But yeah, I'm kind of looking for Boom to make some sort of rotations to this bottom lane. whenever they're overstepping like that, if they're diving too far, I think it's very easy for Storm to just rotate there and get himself some kills, help out the draw.
I think it really usually comes down to the rune that makes you feel confident to go down there, right? Like
Seleri,
a haste or a DD. Trouble. It's going to be brought down. Shad has to retreat away. YapzOr though needs to be a little bit careful here. The slows are coming out and he's in trouble. Big mistakes made there. They could turn around with the Scat Blast to slow down Shad enough that they do allow YapzOr to back away, but I mean, that's not exactly a good trade HP-wise for Secret.
No, I think the issue there was Shad didn't really have mana to pursue any further, and Nisha is actually the one who's going to make this the first rotation down here.
Nice block.
He blocks the roll.
Yep. Cost him both the absolute steps, but it gets him the kill. It's not like he's going to use it for anything else. He'll just go back to farm mid now.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit interesting to see what Nisha goes for here, if it's going to be the Orchids or just the Yules. You'd expect him to get a Yules this game, or at least it feels kind of reasonable as you're up against. It's going to be 3 silences once Storm gets to the Orchids. Even 4, actually, with the Earth Spirit.
I guess the only thing that maybe deters him and makes him look towards another item is like, okay, that sets up Blood Right, or that sets up a roll-in. Speaking of roll-ins, they're pressuring on Nisha. The problem is he's got an Astral Step. They're just trying to see if they can force out the resources, because if you don't have steps off cooldown, there's not really any moves you can make as a Void Spirit.
Yeah, and while all of this is, it's kind of quiet early game, the big breadwinner here is MATUMBAMAN.
Money. A lot more than you expect, actually, at this stage. I mean, the difference between him and Shad is day and night at this stage.
Yeah, he's very far ahead, also far ahead of Tobi. It's too difficult to pressure him. Tobi might actually have to port out here. I'm not sure if he can just walk this off.
He's definitely under pressure. Boom's coming, though, so MATUMBAMAN needs to be careful himself. He doesn't get the Infest off in time, but this is just kind of a get the hell out of my tower range, please. Stop hurting my offlaner.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's so hard to kill the Lifestealer.
Mid, though. That's much easier target. Puppey is found. Nisha's trying to come across. Will re-engage on the fight. Boom brought low. That's got a little bit of mana left. Nisha has still not leveled A for Remnant even once. So no dice.
I feel like it's fairly common to go for this against the Storm. Maybe you want to get 1 point, but I've seen it done on several occasions.
Yeah, usually there's enough time to kind of ball lining out. Because the argument is usually you get a point A for Remnant because, of course, once you have Step, the slow is enough for you to easily hit the stun. But Storm is the type of hero that can quickly just ball line his way. What? Fight going on. They do bring down the Drow with the kisses. Seleri in way too deep. YapzOr just go for the TP out. It's 2 kills going the way of Secret. And Tobi might be in trouble because Nisha wants blood. The irony is not going to be lost on Tobi if he gets found here. He's staying very defensive. It seems a little bit too obvious considering Boom is kind of shoving in the mid lane and nobody's showing there. And they have this nice little ward.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Boom hasn't really made any sort of attempt towards this bottom lane. I feel like that's kind of the place to be in this game. That's where the action's going to happen. MATUMBAMAN is just going to keep setting top until he feels ready to participate in the game. Whether it's when you get the armlet or an additional item. He's just going to stick around up here. And it's not really going to be possible for them to sort of, threaten him too much. So I think the bottom lane is kind of the area you want to be in.
Does it feel kind of awkward? Because in some ways, maybe you want to try and draw attention away from your Drow, right? So she can farm. But what are your options? You can't go top. MATUMBAMAN is definitely not going to be a kill anytime soon.
Nisha here. Maybe in trouble.
He's taking a lot of damage here. He's just going to run it off, though. They are able to run through and kill Puppey. Drag in onto YapzOr. Going for the stomp, but too much damage. We'll bring him down. Both supports die, but they get the cause out. Looks like Zai's still being chased onto under the tower. Doesn't have a cookie for 10 seconds. And they are diving this hard. Void Spirit did TP out. He's running on his way to the bot lane, but it's going to be too late. Zai does get killed. And it looks like they'll all get out in one piece. Like,
I feel like this is
speaking too soon.
Boom, though. Might be.
Yep, that's no mana. That's a big mistake.
Yeah, he stuck around way too long. I mean, I think the rotation and the idea behind it is very good.
All right, that one's a little odder.
Yeah, he just ported there to take some experience and just gets kind of caught off guard by the amount of damage that MATUMBAMAN deals. But yeah, I mean, I think the idea of the rotation is good. I think it could have happened way sooner. They get themselves some kills. Sure, they didn't get Nisha, but it's still very useful to do this as you're helping out the Drow Ranger. but in the end, they gave up a bit too much.
The bigger problem here is, yeah, you're helping out the Drow Ranger, but right now, MATUMBAMAN is helping himself to everything at the table. He didn't get the tower last hit. That actually was a deny by Aramis in the end, but 6,000 net worth already on this Lifestealer.
And you can see just both MATUMBAMAN and Nisha, they don't really want to be... They don't want to be too bothered by all these silencers. It's going to be the Yule's kind of first item here for Nisha, and MATUMBAMAN after the armlet now queuing up the Manta style.
Yeah, it seems like they're building a lead, right? So instead of... You could gamble on trying to kind of extend that with more aggressive items, but instead they're looking to defend it. YapzOr tried to defend the mid lane, pays a price for it. So just sidestep the Earth Splitter, run him down. Nisha does arrive to punish Seleri, though. He will be left behind as Boom does not want any part in this. So Tobi is going for the Yules as well. I'm kind of wondering what kind of build we'd like to see out of the Bloodseeker as this game goes on, because you get those games where, you know, the Bloodseeker's popping off, things fail, all these type of aggressive items. Is this just going to be kind of your cookie-cutter utility build, things like Yules and Lotus?
Yeah, it should just be some standard. You know, if it's the Solar Crest or the Lotus Orb, it remains to be seen. Just something helpful for the team, basically. Whatever you feel like you need. I'm a little bit surprised by... I feel like Boom has had way slower of a start than you would anticipate. I think he had a pretty good lane mid. And despite the early death there, I think it didn't change much in the lane.
No, it really was the focus on the bot lane. You know, Nisha was willing to kind of rotate, even if it didn't pay off. And then, boom, like his rotations was in one bot where he got punished, and then there was one top that was simply a please don't touch my Bloodseeker rotation.
Tobi might be in trouble here if he goes the wrong way.
He is. Oh, they catch him with a slow, and they drag him in, but because the blood right was on cooldown, he couldn't even defend himself. He sidesteps the stomp, but the damage is already done. Seleri does save him. Gets under the tower to safety, but Seleri ain't so lucky. The kisses finish him off. Aramis will look to roll away, but he didn't put down a remnant. They're going to dive this. Convergent from both sides. He bats one away, but the numbers are not on his side here. MATUMBAMAN will be reinforced by the Void Spirit, allowing him to clean up the kill before reinforcements arrive for Viking. And boom. This was an ambitious TP, my friend. Just about gets away the ball line with the actual step. Oh no, he didn't dodge out the damage, but luckily it wasn't enough. 20 health remaining.
Yeah, it's a bit, it's too little too late. I mean, you saw all the secret heroes. It's 5 heroes down in the bottom lane, and they're all about, you know, most of them are quite low in HP, but it's just not really enough.
You can kind of feel the pressure setting in for Viking as well, right? Because Secret, they aren't resting on laurels, they're coming to you constantly, and they're getting closer to these big power spike items, right? Zaya almost has the axe now, just over 1,000 gold away.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to deal with them at this point. You know, they don't really have the damage to deal with this Lifestealer. Like, Drow, sure, it's a very good hero for piercing through armor that's base armor, right? But Lifestealer, he buys these items it's additional armor. It's not just base armor, right? You got even the broom handle, additional 3 armor. You have the armlet, you have the face boots. You're also going to have this Lich with the frost shield. So cutting through all of this armor is not something that Drow excels at. It's just, you know, the Drow Terrorblade matchup is a very good one, but...
And the irony is, as this game goes on, it kind of goes the other way, right? Where your armor becomes a liability, because once YapzOr starts putting points in the natural order, all of a sudden you're extremely classified as the glass cannon at that point, not really even having the armor to protect you anymore.
Yeah, Nisha is queuing up the axe. So the silence is going to be very useful against a lot of these heroes. Maybe getting on top of the Vengeful, taking her out before, you know, like initially in the fight. That way you can get on top of the Drow Ranger much easier. Don't have to worry about the swap. And like you said, the Zaya is getting very close now to this axe. It's going to be very, very spooky to play against this, the Lifestealer with the Manta armlet flying in.
Also, keep in mind, Secret, they're like an efficient version of delivery service here, okay? You know, you can stick Lifestealer in one and then gobble up the other, and all of a sudden you've got, you know, 3 layers into that initiation.
Yeah, exactly. MATUMBAMAN can jump inside of someone who then gets spat in. Nisha jumps in, you know, you could see all sorts of combinations here from the Secret lineup.
I want to see Puppey get spat in. I mean, Infest is going to make you tanky enough. You just land, throw out Chain Frost and go. Oh, throwing out the Rupture on Nisha, but I'm not really sure what the grand plan here was.
I mean, if eventually you get the axe on Puppey, you know, you could see the Lich flying in with
The only thing
with
we're
the
going to see
chief
now
black hole.
is deaths. They actually bring down Puppey, but MATUMBAMAN overstays his mark as well. Boom. All right, Blood Rage turns the fight for him.
Yeah, the roll, the reveal of the orchids there,
Oh, it's
and Puppey actually died to gold.
took his away. Yeah, so at least they didn't give over too many kills, but it is a big one to find MATUMBAMAN. Now the kisses on the Shad. That's going to be a big kill if they can get it. They're trying to interrupt him. They do get the silence out. Now they're on top of Zai. Trying to run him down, but Nisha moves in, trying to look for vengeance on the Shad. Jules, it's time. Blood Riot won't work on him. He's still moving forward, looking for the kill with the Remnant. It does drag him, but he hasn't got any cuts anymore. They do mistime the roll, but they will keep him alive. However, Puppey arrives in time to turn it and make sure that the Drow does die. But now they're running out of heroes to throw at this. They know they're going to lose another. As Puppey tries to run it off, death is an inevitability for the past 5.
Yeah, some nice sort of comeback kills here for Viking. Kind of on the back of this Orchids by Boom. And yeah, this is something we talked about a little bit yesterday, where, you know, we've seen some of these Storm Spirits that don't go for the early BKB. They can tend to suffer a bit against a lot of these silences and stuns. And yeah, Boom is just going straight for the BKB now.
Boom's like, I hear you, Pycat. I've been watching the cast back. I know how much you hate it when you see that stupid big red item queued up by Storms immediately after the Orchid. I will not fall privy to the same issue. Because we have seen a lot of games where Storms choose the Bloodstone instead, and it doesn't end well.
No, definitely. And there are a lot of spells that you have to be careful with here. It's going to be eventually Nisha with the Axe, the Remnant, the Sinister Gaze, you know, Stomp, and there's plenty of spells that you should be concerned about.
The last fight has stunted Zai a little bit. I mean, he's getting closer. 600 gold out from having the Axe complete. But, you know, this gets time for Viking to get their next items. Their mech is almost complete on Bloodseeker, and they smoke. They go again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Said it would be a good time, because if you find Zai, if you stun his Axe even further... Oh no, that was greedy. He gets down to the low ground with the cookie, but the stance was thrown out anyway. They'll roll on and look to run him down. Chainfrost bouncing around. Boom will stand his ground, though, and just bring down Puppey as well. Zai, so desperate for gold, so often denied.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, being sort of the sacrificial lamb of the team.
Is no more.
No, this trade is just going to be a watch of whether YapzOr gets his Axe first, because I've got a feeling they're not going to let him make too much progress once he gets up again in 5 seconds. Like, if he immediately TPs out, they will kill him again.
Yeah, and you see that you know, all of pretty much Viking here are they're just queuing up the BKBs. You know, as the Draw Ranger, even the Earth Spirit, the Storm Spirit.
It's Tobi.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Tobi go for one himself.
There we go. That's how he's going to get towards his Axe. Gold from kills as they bring down Tobi. I say that. You know, they've got him like 120 gold. But that's money. Hard-earned cash. Now, can they find more off the back of it is the real question. I mean, the DD's still running. Nobody's shown on that mid lane. And they ping it. They know where the Drow is at. They need to move quick, though. They infest and they look to move. It does get spotted out by the Wave of Terror, though. They do know about the Earth Spirit, however. He is under vision. He picks up the rune. They've only got one step, though. They can move up, they can interrupt him, and now they can kill him.
Nisha's been very much on point with these actual steps blocking. I think that was a sort of a fortunate one. I'm not sure how much. I think the ward here on the side from Secret that's just about to die, I think it's spotted out the Earth Spirit, so...
Yeah, that tree's kind of awkward, but you can see where it's given vision then. Yeah, so far he's been doing what I like to call the Mr. President routine. You know, you just jump in front of everything.
Yeah, it's going to be very useful for them. They're also going to get these 4 bounties, so... You know, it was a 4k advantage, brought back down to 1, and now it's 3 again. So a little bit of back and forth here.
With that little bit of making it rain, Zai now has his Axe complete. And immediately... There's a little indigestion in this dragon. It's going to get rid of the issue, but they're not quick enough. Tobi does move away in time. Not really the Ags reveal you were looking for, but they'll smoke immediately afterwards. This is a little less expected, shall we say, after that whiffed attempt in the mid lane.
Yeah, and Shad here has to be careful.
It's going to break. Drop shot. Movement in. Breaks up the fight. Boom gets to the back line with Aramis as well. They're bursting through them quickly here. Side down to half HP already. Has to cook the out. Gets hit by the silence though. They've lost Puppey. Boom trying to move away. Nisha has to stand his ground, but he's got no spells left. He's dead. Now, chased on the side, rollers off the mark, but he's extremely low on health. Lifestealer needs some assistance. They've lost YapzOr as well, and they're just juking away from the Lifestealer. They kill everyone on the side of Secret. They turn around. It's going to be a team wipe, and Viking, they don't lose a single life for it.
I think the initial roll in there by Aramis was very strong. He got the ult off, he got the silence. I think the blood right hit quite a few heroes there. And yeah, very, very nice for a fight for Viking. Just fortunate sort of that they ran into the smoke. You know, they blocked the smoke from Team Secret. Whether it was intentional or not, it's hard to know, but the end result's very good, and they might get the Roche here.
Yeah, there's no real way Secret can stop this. I mean, YapzOr's TP'd out, but too far away. And the other issue he's about to have, he's just due on a ward. And they pinged it. Boom is considering it, but decides against it. He doesn't know who's standing behind him.
Yeah, and I think this is the one scenario where you're sort of allowed to go for this a little bit greedier build. You just got the Aegis on the Storm. Now he is shifting towards the Bloodstone. It could, you know, end up biting him, depending on how kind of things unfold. But this is a scenario where, I mean, he goes for the health talent. There are a lot of people who go for the Remnant, but he's going for this health talent. He's got the Essence Ring, and he's got the Aegis. So he's going to be very difficult to bring down. You know, not just once, but bringing him down twice is not an easy task for Secret.
No, they have a lot of control in these fights, right? So just having this kind of raw HP pool to tank you through any burst that gets through the disruption of Viking's heroes is good, because you've always got this Earth Spirit, this Venge that can save you. You've got the Blood Right that we've seen screwed Secret over multiple times in these engagements so far.
Yeah, and I feel like Secret, they need a lot of items, I think. MATUMBAMAN needs quite a few items here. I think he needs the... I mean, he's trying to get to the AC, but I really feel like he needs to get an Abyssal in this game. That's really what's going to kind of help you stay on top of these Storm or Draw Ranger, you know. They are going to have their BKBs.
Not to mention the Hurricane Pike. It's not going to be too far away from the Drow now. He's about 1,000 gold more.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And then, of course, there's just going to be more utility that's going to continue to come out on Tobi. You know, he's got that mech to heal him up now. Next time on the hit list, curious what he's going to go for.
The Ring of Health.
Yeah, is the pipe.
It's the Ring of Health.
It is. Well, it'll start as a Ring of Health, okay? Then he'll get a Ring of Regen.
He's got the
All right.
completed foot flying out right now, I think, almost.
Yeah, going towards the pipe, which means Zai's game gets even harder. And so you're breathing that mic again. If anyone at home has any small amount of money laying around, donate to the PyCat Foundation. It's not actually a foundation for cats. It's just one that's trying to fund PyCat getting a proper mic.
I mean, I think it's not so much the issue with the microphone. I think it's just my lack of knowledge on how to use the microphone. It's only been 15 years of playing computer games, so
Look,
it'll take a couple more before I figure it out.
It's not too difficult, PyCat, okay? Aim at mouth, speak. Even I figured this one out.
So not aim at nose then.
No. Well, it depends. If you were going for a weird ASMR stream, maybe.
Dire's whereabouts.
Twitch chat comments. We can hear the nostril hair in his breathing. What? The smoke hasn't
Dire's courier
brought
has
any fruit for Viking, by the way. It looks like Secret have dodged the bullet.
is under attack.
Important moment as well. I mean, that Vegas hasn't got too long left on it. You don't want to possibly be playing into it.
Radiant's
But it is time, like we said, for those next items. And it looks like Tobi, I don't think he's going to complete the pipe. He's just going to go straight towards the Lotus next.
And Boom he's getting very close to his Bloodstone. And Viking they're doing a good job kind of at controlling the map with this Aegis in hand.
Yeah, you can
Now
see
they're going to be the
paranoia.
ones picking up all these bounty runes here, it looks like.
Oh, Jules trying to get away. Party gets silenced. Nisha in a lot of trouble here. That was cocky, even by a voice spirit standards.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sai didn't try to go for the gobble up play.
Mo's like, nah, dog. You're on your own. I don't like any of this.
He's like, this is how you guys treat me, you know? This is... Just leave me behind.
It's that moment he's just looking. He's just like, help me. And Zai's just getting flashbacks to that Slardar game yesterday where he's 0-13. It's like, nah, dog. Vengeance is best served slow.
Yeah, and now Boom with this arcane rune on top of the Aegis. He's got the Bloodstone finished. It's gonna be a spooky Storm Spirit to deal with. And Viking can kind of just keep farming here. They don't need to pressure their advantage, like push their advantage too much. I think they're gonna scale quite well with this draft.
Yeah, like you said, Lifestealer, it's kind of this situation where, you know, you're matching Drow's farm, but in this type of game, you only feel comfortable if you're an item ahead, because when you talk about the damage output as this goes on, I feel like the Storm Spirit and the Drow are going to scale better than the combined forces of Lifestealer and the Void Spirit.
Yeah, and if you look at this game, it's also going to be not just the Drow Ranger, but it's going to be the Sniper Ranger with the Vengeance Aura, with the Growbow, and with the Pike. This Drow Ranger is sitting at quite comfortably, at quite far away from the fight while attacking. He's close to 1,000. Close to 1,000 range. Yeah.
There might be someone else that's coming. We've reached the tier 3 items. Is there going to be a telescope? At what point do we agree that this is just unfair, RNG? I mean, I say that. Secret already got one really good item in the tier 3s because MATUMBAMAN found the Paladin Sword. They can't really complain if the telescope does come out for Viking. So far, nothing though.
Oh, the Lifestealer is going to be kind of happy with that one. But at the same time, this is a one-core, pretty much Lifestealer. The Snapfire in position 3 does not really scale the same way that a mid one does. Mid Snapfire, not mid one.
Yeah, you're causing some confusion. Probably a bunch of fans that got excited. Pog, secret mid one, back.
And I like this Aramis. He went for this BKB. He's already got it completed. He's queuing up the Shiva's Guard. I like the fact that he's aiming for these bigger items. I think it's always nice to see when you can get these position 4s that actually can properly scale. It becomes very useful for you.
He realizes in this game his role is just to be that annoying frontliner, right? Like when you look at the draw, who else could fill that role? The Bloodseeker can sort of do it, but you know, you want to be that kind of secondary frontliner so you can actually use all your utility. Oh, Rainbow TPs. Hello. Size been found. There's a very, very sad Dragon Rider as he does get brought down. They move forward. They don't quite spot Puppey. But a vicious response coming out from Viking there.
Yeah, and you see this little yellow item here in the inventory of Boom here. A very nice pickup, even for cores, for all you people out there. The Dust of Appearance, very useful against Glimmer Capes. Netting him the kill onto Zai.
You mean cores can buy those?
Well, I mean, supports can buy them for cores too, but you can definitely carry them in your inventory.
Voice Spirit feeling like a sacrifice. Facial support in this one. He was trying to capture the outpost, gets punished for it. Ooh. And they are hunting for more, not able to find it though. The classic issue, do we rupture the Lifestealer? And the answer is still, to this day, no. I'd say maybe they buff Bloodseeker, so you still take damage inside targets, but let's be honest, I don't feel Bloodseeker needs any buffs right now.
No, I think he's in a kind of comfortable position as is. Let's not add any more insult to injury with this hero.
No, see, it's the wrong approach. We just need to break everything. We always focus on nerfing things, Pycat. Why don't we just we buff everything? We never nerf things. 2 years from now, we rename the game Dota the One Punch Man Edition. And they might do that to Tobi. If he gets caught here, he's dying very fast. And he's the one from yours. There's going to be a gobble up straight away out with the Infest. Nice swap and get away. They have lost Puppey already, and Seleri's in trouble, but not for long because MATUMBAMAN needs to run. The Rangers run out. They ping it. They roll in on him in time. Remnants try and defend him. Manta to get him out quicker here, but the silence is too much with the gust, and they'll be able to run down and kill off MATUMBAMAN. He holds on for a while, but not long enough, and they hunt for more. They find YapzOr. They force the BKB out of Aramis, but they're still hunting. Boom's still got mana to work with, and he's still got bodies to play with as they'll find the ET. It's a triple kill for Boom, and just outside of Team Secret space as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very difficult Lifestealer to kill with the Paladin Sword, but in the end, it's just Secret don't really have any ways of kind of fighting back against these BKBs. You see the triple BKB, no, not the triple BKB, but it's going to be soon on the Storm Spirit. But these BKBs, they can't really do anything against them, and it kind of feels like Secret have too many supports in this game.
We've seen games where that is really good for them. I believe yesterday it was just the case, but in that game it was like this true kind of late game carry. And they're going in. I don't really think this is the play though. Boom doesn't care. He's still got his Bloodstone to protect him. Rupture's going to be thrown out on Nisha. Stunned on the spot. He also dodge out the blood, right? He has got the Simulate still, but gets hit by the Gust. He's able to back up. They still have vision. They bring him low. What's he doing? He's gone. Dead for 50 seconds now, Aramis. He doesn't feel so cocky for going this deep. Just zones the rest of them away. Make sure there's no sort of punishment for what they've just done to Secret's mid.
Yeah, I don't really feel like Secret have a good response to this. I mean, the position they're in now, it's very difficult to get out of this one. The Vengeful, he's getting closer to level 18. His swaps have been very much on point so far. He's been saving his cores left, right. And yeah, I mean, all of the heroes on Viking are just going to keep scaling.
And this is kind of the big issue usually we have with these type of lifestealer drafts, right? The way we've seen lifestealer draft of where it tends to look best is when you've got this mid that can maybe be that pseudo carry as well, right? Whether, for example, I don't know if they could have got away with something like a Morphling, but something that could actually scale as opposed to a playmaking type mid means that MATUMBAMAN, he has this flexibility. Am I the frontliner or am I the damage dealer? In this game, it's too predictable what your role is in the game.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing we saw yesterday is we saw, you know, Nisha on Morphling in 2 of these games where he was allowed to pop off. And it's kind of a different story with this Void Spirit. It's not really a hero that you can scale into late game with, you know, help of Octarine and things like this. But against Magic Immunity, you're quite, you know, you don't have a lot of options. And you can see there's just an overwhelming amount of physical damage despite MATUMBAMAN having this DC and armlet and everything. It's not enough.
Let me get my arrows back.
I think Viking might just go for it here. There's no real need to sit around and wait. They could even just go threaten to go for the tier 4s even.
No, they want to murder more secret supports. They're trying, but Puppey does get away. Maybe a little bit wasted time. They didn't really need to come to deal with this. They could have easily just went straight for the bot lane. Maybe just respecting the fact that, you know, yeah, Secret on the ropes, but it's Team Secret. We've seen them come back from worse, and, you know, they do have all their ultimates in killing.
Yeah, no, they're giving them some respect. I think they just want to look to just use this Aegis. You have the cheese on Draw Ranger. The chances of these 2 cores dying are minimal. You know, you would need to plan some sort of excellent execution onto some Snapfire Lifestealer combo where you get a bash, or, you know, you're able to stun up the Draw Ranger before she's able to pop the cheese, and also have the Vengeful be unable to swap. So, and now there's a double damage top. You give this over to, you know, either the Draw or the Storm, it's going to be tough.
All right, hear me out. I got away. See, here's how it happens, okay? Mid-game patch, somehow that works now in Dota. You can now gobble up opponents, all right? Now Zai just shoots them into the fountain. Done it. Too busy to jump a Puppey to even kind of respond to that one. Boom down to half HP. He needs to be killed. Does get backed up once more, but they can't get a follow-up. They have to invest and run away. They forced out the BKBs. Now, when it resets, this could work for Secret. No gobble for 30 seconds, but they do have the kisses. And it looks like Viking are going to respect that and just back away.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have to force things right now, right? They use the BKB, they can just wait. They can just wait for the BKB to back up on Storm again. They're still going to have the Aegis for a bit. And they can also just keep increasing their advantage.
Yeah, and they were thinking about regroup and maybe try and poke again, but that scan, nicely used by Viking. They anticipate what Secret were doing here, so it's unlikely they're going to show on the wave. And it's just wasted time for Secret. Like, they can't afford to split up at this point.
Well, one good thing for Secret is YapzOr is now going to have this Lotus Orb. It's going to be kind of useful against all of these silences.
Double? In? Oh, he's gone. YapzOr was the right target. Natural Order is a beast of a spell. One McCabe to try and get Yap out. Cookie as well. Stuns on the boom. Turn around, bring around a half HP. Trying to burst it now quickly, but it's going to be a swap out to save the day. BKB gets activated. YapzOr is down. Seleri able to retreat under the guys of the McCabe. Hits are going to come out now, and they turn around to MATUMBAMAN. Bring him down. Move forward on his eye as well. He has nobody left to assist him, as they'll get Puppey out of the equation. as they run him down the side, and Zai just stuck in the tree line with nowhere to run and hide, blinks away. Silence interrupts the cookie out to safety, and he's dead.
Yeah, I think
They
that
go
should
for
be that should be all she wrote.
Game 1, going the way of Viking. This wasn't some kind of haphazard, whoops, one big mistake from Secret, and Viking took it. Viking, for quite a while in this game, have been setting the pace and dictating the outcome of this one.
Yeah, and I think the draft was nice for Viking. I think it also suited them very well. It's this very quick, fast-paced draft. There are a lot of things in this draft that also make sense. You have the combo between the Venge and the Drow. You have a lot of these silences. You have the Storm. It's very beneficial to have this nice Aegis carrier when you have a lineup that can take Roche so quickly, and also a very speedy lineup that's able to take a lot of towers. It's gonna excel Storm's farming rate, and it's just gonna make his game a lot easier. And yeah, they just kind of ran over Secret. I think Secret maybe need to rethink, like playing with this one core lifestealer. It seems also Secret just playing with the lifestealer. It hasn't seemed like the best thing, but maybe you just need to add another sort of semi-carry mid or something scalable for Nisha at least.
Yeah, do you think that was the thing? There was just too much fragility to Team Secret's draft, because we commented on maybe Storm Spirit should have been more active to the bot lane. We talked about how Team Secret had this amazing top lane with this odd first kill onto the Bloodseeker and MATUMBAMAN being top of net worth. Was it really just that element alone that it was always kind of going towards this? Well, it's only a lifestealer situation.
I mean, I do think that in a game like this, I think that the pressure is on Secret. They need to control this map, and they need to be the ones killing Viking over and over, because their heroes are not going to be, they're not going to scale as well into these later on stages, right? They don't have the same amount of physical damage. They need to rely on spells, and so they need to kind of suppress the lineup of Viking. And when you're not able to do that, it escalates very quickly.
At the end of that, Viking taking the first game and starting out this series the same way they got their name on the map against the same team as they run over Team Secret in game 1. We're going to throw a break, and then we'll return for the second one of this best of 3.
EGB, your
good. In fact, Lacoste Lizard, welcome back. We'll have game 2 coming up momentarily. How are we feeling after seeing that Drow performance?
Feeling pretty
Go
good.
ahead, Lizzie.
Yeah, feeling pretty good about Viking. Their lanes went horribly wrong, I would put it that way. The Bloodseeker is decent versus life. The Bloodseeker is decent versus Lifestealer later on because of Rupture, but the lane was terrible. Feeding First Blood, not really contributing a lot there at all. Mid lane also went wrong. Boom, didn't make any rotations. They tri-laned them down bottom at minute 5. They took a couple of towers, but I've never seen a game be broken harder than this one in one single team fight. That minute 20 team fight, if you remember, with the smoke being broken, with Aramis and Boom jumping in the backlines, that gave them BKB on Drow Ranger and Aegis on Storm Spirit. They took every single tower with that. Secret was literally broken right there.
Yeah, this draft for Viking, to me, it was so cool to see Shad's game because there was so much chaos in the front line. You have this Storm Spirit jumping in, you've got this Earth Spirit rolling in, and then Bloodseeker just zooming all over the place. There are a couple of fights like, where is the Drow? And then you see those arrows flying from the back line. You're like, uh-oh. Yeah, she's going to start doing a lot of damage. And that was how the second half of that game went.
Shad is a boss. Like, this team, they have a bright future. Sticking together, just playing as they play right now. They're incredible at 5-manning. They understand like where the supports need to stand, what their job is, how they need to approach a team fight. One thing you need to be very careful about when you're going 5-man strong, you know, going for the towers, like don't get picked off, and they're not losing any net worth while doing so because they're also farming the jungle at the same time, but they're not getting picked off. Like their positioning is really incredible.
I really think when you think about these two drafts, we said that Secret will have a very powerful team fight because of all the magic damage that they had. But man, Storm Spirit and Earth Spirit jumping back lines, they eliminated Snapfire and Elder Titan completely.
Yeah, the Spirit duo. Aramis only did 11k that game, which I thought it would be higher, but Boom did 32,000 damage that game. Way more than anyone else. Highest on Secret was 17,000. Second highest was Shad at about 19,000. So Boom really did pop off towards the end of that game in particular. But here we are, game number 2. Day 3 of the group stage continues. Our halfway point, Magnus Wisp band, I'm sorry, and Vengeful Spirit, as well as that Enchantress taken out as Secret. First pick Snapfire once again into a quick Lina response from Viking.
This is a good approach from Secret, banning out Venge because Viking, they love to run Drow Ranger and Venge and Medusa, and I think you are just completely nullifying these kind of strats by just removing Vengeful Spirit, opening up with the Snapfire. I don't have a problem with that. I think Zai is, you know, a bit AFK or what he's doing is so sacrificial at the moment, like Space Creator, whatever you want to call it, but he's been picked off so many times. I feel like he's playing his own game.
It took him so much time to get that Aghanim's completed, right? Yeah. And they were constantly waiting for him, and he gets picked off here and there. It delays it for a couple of minutes, but this game for Team Secret really isn't about the Snapfire Aghanims because you have Faceless Void. And Snapfire, Faceless Void, old school combination, well, as old school as Snapfire goes, a year ago or so. Yeah, it's pretty solid. You have the ultis that combo very well together, and it already looks easier for Secret to execute.
Yeah. Now, however, I do really like the combo on Viking as well. Slardar and Lina. We don't know exactly what the roles will be. It could be a 4 Lina. Maybe they'll be in a lane together. That's a pretty deadly combo. But even just the Slardar against Faceless Void, we've seen Slardar, this anti-carry position 3. He womps. Hit Void with better bashes, right?
He one of the reasons why he is one of the best offlaners right now is because he's anti-carry. Like he makes your carry so much stronger in this type of scenario. It opens up the Roche. We're gonna give my carry an Aegis, and it's a strong laner against a lot of these melee carry heroes paired up with Lina. Double stun lane, a lot of kill potential. Already liking what I see from Viking.
I would be surprised if they don't lane that. Like you ask if this is a position for Lina, maybe if They find a better use for her on 5, like always want to fly played it, or maybe mid lane. I mean, in a different lane.
Right.
But I really think this should be your offlane duo, position 4 and 3. You can see Team Secret reacting already, even though there's no Venge. There is a Slardar, so you ban out PA and Drow Ranger. Like both of these heroes benefit so well from Slardar so much, and also both of these heroes can deal well with the Faceless Void. PA, if you don't kill her in the chrono, she just deletes you from the game. Plus, you have a hero that gets on top of Snap.
Yeah. I wasn't sure how broken PA is until we saw that Alliance Nico Baby game yesterday. And now I'm definitely on the let's tweak this hero a little bit. Let's find some way to make sure those games don't happen quite like that, because that was disgusting.
It was. It's just Blur is a broken ability. Level 15 talent is a bit broken. And, Crit having a hero that can just one-shot other heroes.
It's like the
doesn't
Omega
feel
crit
right
as well. It ain't just a crit. That puts Daedalus to shame. It's that was 3,000 damage. Cool. That was a Timbersaw. He just 2-shot. Nice. Hey,
Also
Timbersaw just got banned. There you go.
Also, the fact that you just use that blur to farm across the map and you're not seen. You have to be checking the map constantly, which I'm sure these players do, but it messes with you a little bit. Plus, she farms the jungle without being hit by creeps in that blur too. There's just a lot of these things that add up together for PA. Strong laner as well. It all comes together, and she's the ultimate carry at the moment. But we said the same about Faceless Void, a week ago or more, like 10 days perhaps. Void was all the talk, and I still think that Faceless Void, I would consider him up there too. Like he's very high on my tier list of carries.
And another hero that could slip in here, they've already got a great ulti combo, but that Elder Titan we saw last game, something we've seen comboed with the Chrono, the Earth Splitter, it's pretty nasty and scales super well as well. So next ban from Viking, we'll see what they remove.
I mean, you have Slardar, you ban out this Timbersaw, so you have something prepared. Like right now, they're just protecting their own carry, I would say right now, and that's something that they're gonna pick. We've seen yesterday when I believe Alliance, who played Morphling, and then they covered it up with the 3 bans, AA, Anti-Mage, +1, can't remember which one was it, where you already protect what you picked. But I think Viking, they are one step ahead, just thinking what they're going to get. And this is the hero that I like. I think this hero is underused. Wyvern, splitting the team fight, having a save. This is one of the weakest laners coming out from your position 5. It could possibly be an off lane. Like you never know with Team Secret, but very low on damage output early on. You just need to be able to not get demolished in the laning stage, and Winter Wyvern is fine. So you see, they were already protecting their carry, banning out the Morphling against the Lifestealer. It's a good matchup for the Morphling where he gets a free BKB with a Morph. This is the kind of a thinking that I like to see coming out from teams.
It's also the fact that Secret just dominates with Morphling Nisha, right? Ever since this guy came to the scene, Morphling was literally one of his best heroes, and no matter what the matchup is, and the matchup versus the Lifestealer, like Lacoste said, is very Morphling favored, so ban it out.
And yesterday against Mudgolems, it was a 2-1 series. The 2 games Secret won.
Very Morphling, yeah.
So there you go.
I was looking those games, and when you look at the stats of those games after, it's like Zai 1-7, YapzOr 1-8, Nisha 11-0 or something, just dominating.
Like real Morphling hard carry games. But Wyvern is really nice against Slardar. You kind of have 2 saves, right? You have the Winter's Curse, where you can always reset to use as a combo breaker, but Cold Embrace pretty much mitigates most of what Slardar wants to do.
Yeah. Right. Secret read that well. With the Wyvern, they saw this Morph band, probably thought they're going to have 2 right-clicking offlaner and a carry, Lifestealer and Slardar, so we're just going to pick Wyvern. And it's also, again, Lifestealer into Wyvern, which is not that great of a matchup for a Lifestealer.
Very true. Right. And now the Mars.
Some things about the Wyvern, however, here are if Slardar gets an early Blink Dagger, you need to be very careful when it comes to your positioning. You aren't contributing too much in the Chronosphere when it comes to teamfight, but you do have Snapfire for that. And it can get a little bit rough if you're position 5 to always find the right spot to stand in and save people. And even if you save them with the Cold Embrace, you're setting them up for multiple stuns coming from Lina, coming from Slardar. So just have to be a little bit careful with the Winter Wyvern, but I'm sure whoever plays it on Team Secret will do just fine.
Are we banning spirits again here, Lizard? Is that I'm thinking like a Storm Spirit, Ember could be good bans for Secret. Anybody that can get in the back line and take this Wyvern out of the fight, right?
Usually, yes, but since they have Mars and Faceless Void, like if they group around Wyvern just to kill him, it's a position 5/4 here, still not revealed. You can just set up yourself for a very good Chrono. Team Secret team fight right now is
good.
Super strong. Look at it. Chrono, Snapfire, Ulti, Wyvern to set things up, and Mars Arena.
I like Secret's teamfight already, and I would like to see something on the mid lane that can combo with the Mars and the Faceless Void. If I was thinking about some other team, I would even think about Invoker perhaps. But when it comes to Viking, I still like the Spirits, just to get in the back to catch the Winter Wyvern or the Faceless Void, because these heroes, they're a problem, and you need to eliminate them first. And right now, Slardar plus Lifestealer are fine, but it's not... Like, you can't count on one Blink Dagger, no matter how good you are. You can't just count on that one form of initiation to solve these two targets that are already problematic and saving one another, either with the Chrono or with the Winter's Curse. So I would like to see something as a spirit from coming for Viking.
I like this Skywrath Mage ban. Some nice magic damage to mix in, combos well with Wyvern and Void, obviously. And thinking about this final ban.
Yeah.
And still a little flexible with the Snapfire, right? So we don't know exactly what the lanes are.
True. They're a bit limited on damage inside a Chrono. Like, they have Snapfire. That's pretty much it. One of the reasons why Viking banned out both Skywrath Mage and Dead Prophet. Like, who's going to deal the damage if Snapfire is caught or dead?
Is Zeus crazy with the Void? They need damage?
I don't think you can pick... I don't think you can go for Zeus. It's a lot of CC damage, but into Lifestealer, into Slaughter, they can easily close the gap. It could be a bit scary.
For sure.
And they still have one more pick to go. Like, one of the spirits available.
They did ban out the Storm Spirit, but you have one of them that would be able to get on top of him.
Okay.
They go with the Tiny. Or it gives you some extra burst damage. It gives you another method of playing your team fights. You're not completely centered around the Arena or the Faceless Void Chrono. Now you have a hero that will be able to just jump into backlines, perhaps burst down the Lina. Not really the best hero overall versus Lifestealer and Slardar. Very limited armor, obviously, but...
more initiation, though. They have a lot of ways to start fights and catch people, so that's always a plus.
So one big thing from Tiny, though, that you have to... realize is that he has no cooldowns, right? And you have 4 heroes with really high cooldowns on the side of Secret, and now you have Tiny to kind of mix it up and be the real playmaker that's on the map constantly and can make plays. So because of that, I like the pick, and they picked it yesterday.
I still like Ember here for Viking. That's all my brain's centered on right now. He stands out. They have a lot of catch, though, so it is scary. You almost want somebody who's a little more survivable.
On the mid lane, when you see Tiny, you're thinking about Kunkka as well, always. You're thinking about these heroes that can match up against him.
I don't think they're committing with mid Tiny here. Like, they can put Mars mid, have Snapfire on the offlane. They can also put Tiny mid, Snapfire offlane. It's a lot of things are open. Let's see what they're going to go for. Okay, so they're saving Tiny as a mid laner. I like that because I've seen Tiny lately failing so much. Like, because everyone's stacking, so there's not a lot of fighting going on, and Tiny just doesn't get the early kills, which means he's under-leveled, and his Blink Dagger is kind of delayed, so you can't really rely on him just blinking in and getting those early kills just snowballing, and I like that they made this adjustment. Just put Tiny on a mid so he can easily get his combo, 10-minute mark in, get the Blink Dagger going. Liking it from what I see from Team Secret. I think much stronger team fight once again, as they did have in the previous game. But I think this one is much easier to execute.
They just have to be careful not to be picked apart by Viking again. This Dragonite, even though I do like Nisha on the Tiny, again, he's a complete playmaker that can scale maybe a little bit better, depending on the itemization, than what he did in the first game, I mean. But Dragonite doesn't give a hell about him on the mid lane. He's going to farm, he's going to start pushing. You have this Chen, you have Slardar and Lina, the constant aggression coming from these heroes should be there, but I'm gonna go with Secret again because of the Void. I think this hero is just uncountered in a game such as this one.
Team fight overwhelming. Well, we'll see if Viking can make this a 2-0. They've certainly got some tools to take those objectives, but excited to see how this shakes out. Secret, hungry to take this to a game 3, I'm sure. We've got 2 casters for you. It's KP, Pycat once again. Gentlemen, how we doing over there? Are we ready for this game 2 action?
Unmute your mics.
Hello? Are we on? I think we're
Ready
here.
as can be, man.
Hello. Welcome back, folks. And I'm excited for this one, Pycat, right? Because game 1, we were pretty critical about this lifestealer that Team Secret had. It was this, this one core lineup. Definitely feels like Viking, they've taken this, they're gone, let us teach you how to use the lifestealer. They've got this Slardar, they've got this DK, but I don't know about you. I'm a little bit afraid that's a lot of physical damage against a Wyvern.
Yeah, it's a lot of physical damage, but at the same time, they have quite a bit of lockdown. If you ever get on top of the Winter Wyvern, I think you can definitely take some fights through that. And also, it's the fact that both Lifestealer and DK, they have... Lifestealer builds armor and DK has a lot of armor, so they become quite tanky and they can kind of survive some of these things anyways. With that said, though, I like Secret's draft a lot more than I did the last game. But I can definitely see kind of Viking. I understand what they're going for, but Secret have something pretty interesting here. They have the Chronosphere coupled with the Snapfire, also together with the Wyvern, the Mars. Like, their team fighting is very strong in this game. And their scalability is also way better than it was in the previous game. Faceless Void has to be a little bit careful when you play against Slardar and the Lifestealer. There's also this DK stun. You need to be a little bit careful. But if you get to survive this early game, you become, you get to a pretty comfortable position.
Yeah, you're saying you can see where Viking are coming from. Does it feel like they saw how the last game went? They're feeling very confident, and they've it looked like they were kind of trying to draft this, we'll just win the lanes type kind of style, right? But then the DK pick at the end, do you feel that like bolstered it, or was that them kind of draw back and going, whoa, Team Secret actually have a lot of team fight. We need more scalability ourselves.
I always feel like you want some more scalability with the Lifestealer, right? And I think the DK is kind of a nice addition. Maybe you could have gone a different route, but I think this is not bad. The fact that you have the Slardar, it boosted Dragonite's damage too. Both him and Lifestealer, they can scale quite well. These are nice kind of, it could be halberd buyers. They have some nice items to buy this game. And they have some easy times taking Roche. They have ways of locking these heroes down. Their pickup game is quite strong. And I also think that the Tiny doesn't have amazing targets. At the same time, though, Tiny does have very nice armor against the Slardar, so it goes both ways.
I guess it's that thing when you're kind of looking at the heroes that are left in the pool. You look at all this team fight, you got a Secret, and you go, well, we do need to diversify a bit. Otherwise, we're going to take like one big fight. If we commit all our ultimates, we can't really do anything afterwards. Tiny is that type of hero that can instantly do something. Every 15 seconds, he's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, the Lina is a good target for you, and potentially the Chen too. These cores are quite difficult to bring down with the Tiny.
On the top, just a lot of pressure being put onto MATUMBAMAN. Not really getting many CS so far, but this is how we'd expect this lane to start, right? Like this, as was mentioned by the panel, it's a double stun lane. You always pick Slardar to be this bully on the lane. And Faceless Void isn't an exception to that rule.
This Lina Slardar lane it's a very strong lane. You've got the double stuns, you have the bash from the Slardar. Just Slardar has very high armor and decent base damage too. It's not an easy lane to play against by any means.
No. And I like what they're doing, which is they're just stripping them of all of their regen before level 2. Because that's when the Snapfire Void gets a bit threatening, right? When you've got the Cookie Initiation, the Scatter Blast, the Bash.
Yeah, it is. At the same time, Secret's draft is not really centered that much around lanes. It's more so scaling, reaching the later stages of the game, which in this game, at least they have some tools for delaying the game, right? They've got the Winter Wyvern, they've got the Snapfire, they've got the Mars to kind of delay these pushes. And Shad in the bottom lane.
Ooh, that's a lot of pressure. Throws out the open wounds, full defensive, but the Splinter Blast gets him. YapzOr gets first blood. Nicely done by the Wyvern. Not really the kill you'd expect to open this game. I mean, Lifestealer, you think he'd maybe be the safest of all the heroes in this game, at least for the first few minutes.
Yeah, but Sai went for this early Orb of Venom build. He also, interestingly, he took this 1 point in bolt, which is kind of nice against the Lifestealer. You don't have to get, you don't have to be so worried about man fighting him.
No,
You
also,
see this, Feast versus Bulwark. It's one of the most boring trades you can watch, but it's happening.
It's also nice when you've got a ranged
Shad
opponent that
once
maybe
again.
doesn't trade as well. Ooh.
I mean, he's getting pressured quite a lot here.
Like keeping the pressure up top on the other side as well, though. Obviously, the difference is that one lane is hemorrhaging kills and one is just bleeding all their resources to heal. Speaking of which, MATUMBAMAN is already out of regen. Luckily for him, Puppey has a salve on the way for him. But Aramis' position on this lane so far has been pretty threatening. But I guess the argument here is whenever you play this lane to 4, it's a dance to death, right? One misstep and you'll be the one dead yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's very tough to play against this lane as a Faceless Void. And you can see, right? You look at the CS Tobi, he's doubling up in terms of CS. He almost has the same amount of denies as MATUMBAMAN as creeps.
And so far,
It's just-
I was gonna say, we're
Is
gonna
it really
refrain
fair?
from-
One guy has the bash that he can just, predetermine when you want to bash, and the other guy, he just has to rely on the 12%.
No,
Doesn't seem right.
You say that, but then, if you bash off the bash off the bash off the bash, don't you feel better about it?
I mean, if you do bash after bash after bash after bash, then of course you would feel good. But the likeliness of that happening is what I'm questioning here.
This is a difference between the guy who goes to work 9 to 5, right? He's getting that steady paycheck. The person who goes to the big poker table and puts down all of his money on, a mediocre
black.
hand. Yes, yeah.
Or just goes to the
table,
roulette.
Black.
All my money
no.
on black.
No, it has to be like a 25% chance, right? Because that's where it caps out.
12%, I guess. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
it
you
caps out.
cap out.
In the laning phase, he doesn't have the 24.
No,
though.
this is more like, he's closer to trying to gamble on a green at this point.
Fair enough.
I kind of like that they've done that as well. We still have these kind of interesting RNG elements. I say interesting. There is, of course, one hero whose name we will not speak that can one-hit kill people that is still questionable. But we kind of stripped out certain RNG elements in favor of kind of, and things you can anticipate, shall we say, this kind of regularity instead of, oh, he bashed me 5 times in a row and that's why I lost the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's the pseudo random is kind of nice, and I mean, elements of luck. It's nice that there are some, the runes, of course, can dictate games quite heavily and influence how things go, but it's always nice when you can just, you show who's better.
Mm-hmm. Do you miss the days of Craggy not Craggy Co, so the Craggy on
Exterior?
Tiny, where you just stun people? Yeah.
Oh, yes. It was great. I mean, and it was even, right, like the range heroes, you didn't even get to hit him before you got stunned.
Mm-hmm. You're like, nice, final hit. Wait, why am I stunned? Oh, no. Never forget the days where axes would spin like Beyblades because they somehow span like 6-7 times in a row.
I'll never forget the days of the IO Beastmaster. That was some stupid Dota.
Hey, you can still have those days. It's just not as absurd as it once was. I'm talking about the spells that just kind of disappeared into the oblivion. We never get them again.
And Sai misses the spear there. I think the Chen would have been in some major trouble. Gets to walk away. And this top lane keeps being the happy place for Viking.
Eternal Sadness for Secret, though. They're trying to pressure on Aramis, but this is the thing, right? You've got stuns on both these heroes, so it's not easy to choose one to initiate on. And if you're not careful, if you misuse the Time Warp as well, you're just going to be killing yourself. Nisha
Yeah,
boss, by the way.
MATUMBAMAN has to be very careful. And you can see, I mean, Tobi's got 17 denies.
He's just like, don't mind if I do. Just a tasty Chen meal. That does mean DK is pressuring the tower, however, but he'd already used the Elder Dragon form, so he just has to tap it with his sword. Just checking the structural integrity of the mid tower right now.
Yeah, Nisha just making sure that the Shad's rage button works. Throwing out
Make sure you
casual
got the
tiny
message
stun.
before you leave, right?
Just testing, you know, like, does he have rage killed? Yeah, he does.
You might need it soon at this rate. They're getting close to that level 6. Zai, mistakes made. But there it is. A warm, cold embrace, which is kind of contradictory. But they're getting close to that 6, and this is the point where even Shad might be a kill target.
Yeah, at the same time, Shad also getting closer towards his 6. It's going to be difficult for him to like sit her down.
Once again, the futile attempts to try and kill someone in the top lane. I mean, time dilation is a nice spell, but you have to catch both of them. Their stuns on cooldown for this to work.
A very quiet laning stage here so far. Still, I would say kind of favoring Viking at the moment just because of the difference in net worth in this top lane. I mean, you look at it, the Slaughter is more than 1,000 gold ahead at the 8-minute mark.
Well,
that's
but
pretty
Nisha
much
doesn't like quiet. He keeps moving to this bot lane. You say it's quiet. There is one man who's trying to give you Bloodsport to talk about. And it is...
Yeah, I mean, some fortuitous runes so far, the Arcane and the Haste rune on Nisha.
Yeah, it's been paying off. I mean, that's the beauty. I think when you're tiny, the best rune is always going to be that haste, right? I can get down, maybe I have to TP there, but then I can just sprint back to my lane. And
I mean, isn't
against
haste
the DK.
Isn't haste just like close to always the best rune?
DD at the 4-minute sometimes, right?
DD at the 4-minute. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, because then you kill your opponent in the lane. But in general, yeah, I give you haste. Haste is magnifico. They're actually lingering here. They're going to try for boom, but I think he's jumped the gun here. You need to actually wait for the Elder Dragon form to run out if you want to make that move. Guess he's just testing if boom leveled his spell. Or maybe this was the next level plan. You see, he's level 8 on a tiny. He's like, okay, I can be support now. We'll turn YapzOr into the core. Because Secret, they do like to do this a lot. Usually you'll see this happen where YapzOr will be given quite a bit of time in the mid lane to shine and just get his levels and gold up.
Yeah, now Nisha is rotating towards this top lane. I'm not sure if he's actually going to find something here. I think maybe he'll find some damage onto the Supra, but it's going to be very difficult killing these heroes.
He needs to be careful himself. And they spotted him as well. I believe he TP'd under the ward on the mid, so they knew that that was coming.
Yeah, he might get a bounty rune, but at the same time, Boom is going to keep pressuring this mid tower.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And yeah, I mean, this Faceless Void feels like quite the liability right now. He's very much struggling in this early stage.
But when you have a game like this, all right, you're not popping off as the Void. You look and you go, is he just a chrono for something? And he is in this game, right? There's a lot of damage they can dish out. They've got the Splinter Blast, they've got the Kisses, they've got your follow-up with the Arena. There's plenty of ways of bursting whoever's in the big bubble of danger.
And Nisha actually just gets to walk up.
Oh! Like, he's like, I ain't getting stunned. Illusion and gets away. Boom, once again, now forced to use his Elder Dragon form. He's not even going to get a chance to really hit the tag, so they'll probably get rid of the catapult before wandering off. I say that. Nisha knows about Seleri. And Seleri has realized a little bit too late. He doesn't have boots. The Centaur will buy him enough time, though, to get away. And makes that ward very obvious.
They could make some sort of rotation here if YapzOr or Zai ports mid right now.
It's too late. It's pretty awkward as well, because you've just given away your vision of their jungle area. You've lost your tier 1 mid. While Nisha is undeniably getting a lot of gold, being at the top of the net worth, this DK has kind of got his value, right? Usually, you kind of offset the ability for the Dragon Knight to take the mid tower so early.
Yeah, Boom so far is he's definitely having a good time, and he's just going for this early blink dagger, which is going to be very useful for them, just setting up kills.
More or less matching what Nisha does in this game is kind of his goal. And that makes sense as well. Like Viking, they're all about cheap pickoffs, right? Like any way we get a kill, it doesn't cost us something big to do so.
And Secret now, this is where they have their chance here. If the Faceless Void should find a Chrono, they've got the kisses. They could set up. I like what Aramis is doing though. He's just destroying all of these trees up here so that there's no sort of there's no place for the Void to hide. He still does have these 3 trees, but they might be gone soon too.
I like how Viking just bring out all their heroes to show them. It's like, now MATUMBAMAN, suffer from choice paralysis. You can't chrono all of us. And that's kind of the worrisome part. Is if you don't catch everyone in this lane, there's gonna be a punishment had. You need one hell of a good ultimate use out of Secret if you want to defend this.
Yeah, they might just have to forfeit this tower. It's gonna be very difficult to hold this. Looks like they're gonna try though.
Tobi's messing
Might be
with
a
him a
Chrono
bit.
here on Tobi.
Well, Muzz is coming in. Lightstrike Array is there with the Dragon Tail as well. They're bursting down quick, looking to move away, but there's the arena. Slow comes out. They're staggering the stuns, but instead, Cold Embrace has to be thrown out inside. There is going to be kisses now, but Boom is not a good target. He's so tanky. Dragon Tail thrown out. Winner's Curse is going to be there under the DK. Traps in the Lena, so they can easily take out Aramis instead and toss him across. And there's the Chrono onto 2. They'll bring down 1. Boom is still pretty tanky on the side there, a little bit of trouble. Puppey's going to be brought down. Tobi is still alive. Dragon Tail thrown out. Nisha not able to follow up onto the Dragonite, and that Infest saves his life and allows Shad to now come out and fight with them. With no tower to protect them, Secret need a way out. The Cold Embrace will once again buy time. MATUMBAMAN, he does have the Time Warp. But they're just taking their time. They realize in an attritional battle, they have enough to sustain on the side of Viking. They don't have to care. Tobi is low. Spear doesn't hit into anything though. Yep, they ping it out and go, why the hell does that not work? There are many things you cannot pin people to.
Yeah, Secret kind of overlapped their spells there. The Wyvern ult and the Snapfire ult, they were kind of overlapping, and they didn't really get the most value out of those.
No, they're going again. They're really obsessed with Boom right now. Cold Embrace once more. Shad will just change targets to detriment though. MATUMBAMAN, nice stun. Zai is low. 1 bash comes out. 1 more hit's enough to bring him down. Cookie does connect with the Tobi. They're getting him low, but he's too tanky again. They just don't have the follow-up damage to clean these kills. Tobi finally does get brought down. Nisha has to back away now. MATUMBAMAN now in trouble. Laguna zaps his ass. YapzOr will be chased onto Puppey as well. Aramis is still on top of me. Has got the LSA, but Nisha is chasing in. Hot pursuit continues. As Aramis looks like it's going to be picked off. Nisha once again netting some kills. And on the side, YapzOr will eventually go down to the 2 cores of Viking. But now they still have the numbers. Nisha has been ignored for most of this. Will have to be addressed now as he gets the kill on the Chen. But they don't have the damage anymore. One very odd fight occurring over the last minute and a half of this top lane.
It was a very, very long and peculiar engagement. I think Nisha being the very happy one in this fight, also just dealing tons of damage, both him and Boom. But Nisha, yeah, definitely being the big winner here. He's not gonna have his Blink Dagger. He's queued up the Echo Saber, so. And at least, I mean, if you look at Tiny, yes, you're not really a true kind of position 1 type scaling hero, but this hero does scale into some proper damage. And also, it's the Faceless Void Tiny combo, maybe eventually we're going to see the Ags on Nisha if it gets to that point. Secret have a lot of ways to scale in this one.
Yeah. We did see a potential weakness, right, which is the ability for Viking to sustain, just off of these cheap cloaks and hoods, and then the fact they have a Chen. So that's one thing to kind of highlight is when you look at Secret's draft, as we just saw in that top fight, it is heavily magical damage until like 2 or 3 items in at least. Whereas Viking, some way comment, was the absolute opposite, where they're mostly physical.
And look at what MATUMBAMAN actually has queued up here. He's got the Midas on top of the Master Madness.
Well,
He's weird.
Clearly, this is just about all the attack speed, so you can constantly bash Tobi. Oh, he has to commit the Chrono. He gets it in the end. The arena goes down as well. Pin on the Seleri. Does get him low. He's got the mech, though. He gets off. He's got the Hand of God to keep him up. But the kisses are enough to screw him over, as they'll just run him down with the taps of the spear from Zai. And look at that. Nisha says, nice. 2 for the price of 1. Jumps on a Boom. Too tanky to bring down. Shad, when his curse is going to be there, they pin Dragonite to the tree. Aramis has got the LSA looking to assist. Shad does need that assistance. He's located inside me. Boom. Does get close enough for the open wounds. But once again, Secret, they're just running numbers here. Stay on top of them and be relentless. LSA does connect. Laguna, good. But MATUMBAMAN is brought down side, gets the spear out onto Aramis. Nisha looking for the kill on the Boom. It's not enough though. One's going to keep him up and healthy. And LSA turnaround on the Tiny. Cookie to get him out. Isn't going to be quick enough though. Has to turn around the avalanche toss. The right clicks are coming out. It's enough. Double kill for Shad. They'll turn around, find the triple on the Puppey. Viking finally able to amass the damage to punish Secret as they keep balling at him as 5.
Radiant's bottom tower
yeah, Secret just pursued that a bit too far. And once again, the overlapping of their spells. They used the curse as I mean, the spear was kind of wasted because of the curse, and their spells are just being overlapped. They're not utilizing their heroes properly, and Viking are just gonna go in for a quick roach here with the Slaughter, with the Chen. It's not gonna take very long.
No, and that's the worrying part, right? It's like Secret uses big ultimates. What are you doing immediately afterwards? While Viking are just relentless, as they're going to find another one. They just keep hunting, they keep killing. As Zai walks into his inevitable death, he has got the arena, throw it down, but you could feel it was going to be too late. Now it's 90 seconds where you have got no arena to play around. Chrono is still on cooldown for 60. Tobi is in very deep here. The reinforcements are going to be on their way. It's a case of whether they can kill Slardar off quick enough, and I don't think they can. They need to get out right now. Boom. 5 seconds on the blink. Ooh, he couldn't get the Dragon Tail.
And one thing that's been very, very useful so far for Viking is this the Frost Ogre creep. I mean, with all these melee heroes trying to attack, it's just some six melee cores here.
A little bit awkward from Aramis there, as the LSA does die. They used the kisses though. Now they're in trouble. YapzOr's being chased on. Shad's got the Wiz's Curse. No chance to turn around and use it though. 1 for 1, but it's the price difference, right? You just use kisses and you come out even in terms of trade.
Yeah, no, of course you want to be getting a bit more value.
Oh no, they found Nisha as well.
Going to go down here.
The way these skirmishes are going, you might reach a point where Nisha will struggle to find relevance in these fights, right? Because you mentioned he can always snipe the supports, but he's losing the ability to really face off against Viking's cores at all.
Yeah, I mean, this Frost armor is just, it's way too strong for Secret to be able to fight right now. They need to have the kisses, they need to get a good curse. They need YapzOr to be continuously throwing out these Splinter Basts to be dealing damage in these fights. And then you still have to think about the fact that there's Hand of God and Mech on the Chen.
And even the magical damage, it's not putting the biggest dents, right? 'Cause it's not just the Chen with the heals, it's got the potato creep, giving that mag resistance. You've got the Hooded Defiance already on the Slardar. You're up against a Lifestealer with a Rage. This casual cloak has already served Boom incredibly well in this game. So the kisses aren't even going to be the be-all, end-all for Secret. It feels like they're at a stage where now they have to try and maybe drag this a bit later, find space and try and farm up the next items before Viking come swinging their axes at you.
They definitely have to drag the game way later. And you can see, I mean, MATUMBAMAN is queued up this Midas, so it's going to take a very long time before he's actually going to feel comfortable in this game. And also the fact that the Slaughter now has this kind of early blink still. I mean, the way the game is going, at least, you know, he was allowed to buy the hood into this blink. You see that MATUMBAMAN, he's even afraid to show on this wave. He's scared of this Slaughter and H-bomb. And he should be. In one crush and you can pretty much die on this Void. And he just has to forfeit all these creeps on the bottom.
There's the bomb. Straight around a tiny corner brace comes out. Arena goes down. Tobi does get trapped in, and Shad says, I don't know you. And a God is keeping him sustained for the moment. He's tanking the entire load of this. Finally, they have to commit more. Tobi does get away, though. He's able to move away from the fight. YapzOr now in trouble, has to throw out the winner's curse, but Boom is not in range to start hitting Shad. He sidesteps it and moves around. Chen is going to go down, but YapzOr being chased onto. Needed one more hit. Nice save from Puppey. But Boom able to blink forward to find the pick again. And once more, big ultimates committed by Secret. Same exchange in terms of support kills. Now they may have to back up completely. Like, you've still got the Chrono, but where's your damage inside it? You have to leave someone behind. And Zai is the one that gets picked. He turns his back to his enemies and gets shot down quick for it. They even managed to find Puppey as well. Boom, with the mobility of this Blink Dagger, finding pick-off after pick-off as they'll hunt forward onto the Post 5 Snapfire.
The net?
Tobi, there's the Blink. Nah, I don't need it.
Need it.
Blinks his stuns. Well, they might want it now. They get it in the end. All the while, you just see Nisha. Every moment, he's like, well, maybe I could go in and I could like blink and I could, but where's my follow-up? Who's backing me up here? Where's the damage coming from when I initiate with the Avalanche Toss here?
Yeah, I mean, Nisha so far has dealt so much damage in this game to these heroes. It's just, there's no follow-up. You know, MATUMBAMAN still needs a lot of time before he's gonna find some proper footing in this game. He is going towards the MKB, so, you know, even skipping the BKB, but it's still going to be very difficult for him to deal damage. You know, Tobi is eventually going to get a BKB of his own. Shad has the Rage. He's going towards that AC. He's quite close already. And Boom is very close to his BKB, so killing these cores is going to be really difficult for Secret.
No. Do you think something we didn't actually talk too much about is we mentioned they got the Midas queued up. That's where MATUMBAMAN's gone. From your carry perspective, is this the right move in this game? Is it so dire of a situation for Secret that this is your only option?
It's hard to say. You know, it's tough to say. I think Secret, they just need to rely on their just delaying the game and hopefully, you know, get to MATUMBAMAN to more items.
Of course, the risk that does come with is, you know, in the 35 minute mark, when you got 3 or 4 items, this could turn into that kind of one carry to rule them all. Is the only worry. Like, we can talk about Faceless Void and how he should be the king of carries in that hyper late game, but we can see the Vikings draft, it's meant to accelerate around this point. It's not going to be looking at the 40-45 minute mark. They're looking at maybe 30-35 minute to be in your base and starting to just obliterate your buildings.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the nice thing about this DK pick, right? The DK pick, you know, it gives them this Blink hero with the Blink stun additionally to the Slaughter, but it also gives you this tower pressuring coupled with the Chen. You see they've already taken out both these mid towers, and they're taking kind of control of the map, which means they're going to be out farming Secret.
I mean, this was a bit sad. They commit the kisses as well. Tobi, hand of God to keep him up. The kisses have ran out. He's got Blink in 1 second. Spear is off the mark. Oh, no. You can feel the desperation. I mean, this is the thing. Having that pipe, that hood rather you mentioned, being level 12 already, you're normally in that situation. A Tiny would just jump at the opportunity to kill straight away, but he had to wait for so long for reinforcements, and it's just, once again, so much wasted time by Secret.
Yeah, and Shad, you see him. I'm not a huge fan of this pickup. He's queued up the heart now. Not entirely sure what this is supposed to do, but...
Well, Laguna? It's okay. You don't need to worry about what he's going to do. It's about what the rest of his team is going to do, which is killing poor Captain Puppey himself, as Puppey is been skewered out of the game for 35 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Shad is going to be incredibly tanky, no doubt about it. But this is a different take on the lifestealer.
No, I mean, I've seen this as kind of a method against the Faceless Void in the past, right? Like, I think I've seen it from, like, you know, the lifestealer plus a DP. I believe it was when Na'Vi was Fly to Moon that they'd done this against the chrono combos often. But admittedly, in this game, it is a little bit surprising. Not really sure, like, if there's a secondary nature to it other than me survive all your spells.
No, I mean, it does add a little bit of damage, but yeah, I mean, definitely me survive all your spells is one of the benefits of this. At the same time, you have to think about this Wyvern, right? If your rage is down, you're going to have this Arctic burn. It's going to deal so much damage to you. I feel like, you know, a Basher Abyssal, more damage just could be very useful.
I mean, the only other thing I can think is when you infest, right, is that you're going to heal even quicker inside your target because the heart amplifiers, I believe that stacks. But that's like a very niche thing to spend 5,000 gold on.
It would seem that way, yes.
Then again, I don't know. We shouldn't criticize them too much on this choice. I mean, they are leading against Secret right now. It's not someone we can boast. Tobi is going towards that Axe. He's not too far off at this point. Zai able to dodge both of them. A little bit too close for comfort. Secret starting to actually drag this game a bit. And I guess for Viking, the kind of key thing now is kind of shove this bot lane, start to move towards the pit again, right? Because it is going to be up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and the way Secret have been playing this game, I mean, the Midas from MATUMBAMAN sort of has started to pay off now. You see that the gold lead has been, it's not really increasing for Viking. If anything, it has been going down ever so slightly. And MATUMBAMAN, he's getting closer to that MKB. I mean, should he get to that item, maybe an additional BKB or another damage item, he's going to be able to deal quite a bit of damage. These supports have to be quite careful.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel as risky when you've got that reset, right? You've always got the Wyvern with the Winter Curse if someone goes wrong and you start to get chain stunned. So it doesn't feel as greedy as most of the Void games where we just see no BKB, straight away MKB.
Yeah, and he's very close now to his MKB. So, I mean, he's definitely going to be dealing damage. And even in terms of net worth, you see MATUMBAMAN is closing in on the top now. he's getting close to being that big boy.
Shad sees Nisha. He hits him as well. The rage means he can't move away. The root holds him in place. We'll go for the TP out. The boom is there. The LSA is there. In fact, all of Viking are there.
Yeah, this should be a pretty quick Roche here. And I think Viking actually they could look towards pressuring these tier 2s and maybe even start thinking about going high ground.
Boom did, of course, use the Outer Dragon form there, so he'll move across the pit now. You maybe see them wait a minute before they go. It's not like waiting is going to hurt you after you pick up this Aegis straight away. Considering Secret, they have got all their big ultimates. So another pick off as you approach high ground would be favorable.
Oh, definitely. Just using the Dragon. You want the Dragon form for these pushes. Potentially, they're going to go for this top tier 2. And then just wait for the Dragon form, kind of reset the lanes, make sure they're not pushing too much. And then start thinking about going high ground.
Looks like Puppey will get out in time. A big brain play to occur here. They'll just surrender the tower over. MATUMBAMAN, he has now got the MKB. BKB has been queued up next, but it's a long way off. And high probability Viking will force some sort of fight before you have that item. I'm just still curious to see what's going to happen once this Lifestealer has his heart.
No, I mean, you and me both, man. You and me both.
It's like, you know, I understand Tobi's like, oh yeah, Ag's pretty good this game. I mean, it's not going to help against Chrono, but everything else, good. And DK going towards that Orchid that we're seeing a lot of times on the Dragon Knight now. Very good item in this game, considering a lot of these heroes don't have a way of protecting themselves, or dispelling rather.
Yeah, it's going to be very useful against the Wyvern and the Snapfire if you can take out either support.
Ooh,
Nisha once again gets caught up here.
They've got LSA in a second. You saw Aramis, he backed up because he didn't want to get hit by the avalanche. Reinforcements coming. Boom activates the BKB. Chrono onto 2. Reinforcements are coming. Aramis will fall in that Chrono, but that's all they're going to get. BKB activated, still running for Boom. Means he's going to be okay for a few seconds to move out of the arena on top of Puppey. They're looking for him. Winner's Curse is going to come out. They'll wail on their Dragon Knight, but he's got the cheese that's not easy. They'll chase forward with the Rage, able to kill off Puppey. Looking for a reset on the fight. Buyback comes down from the Snapfire, but the Infest and a retreat from Tobi will be successful. Boom, in trouble. Dragon Tail reinitiation in. MATUMBAMAN gone. Dead for 70 seconds. TP away by Nisha. Will be successful at least. But that backfired quickly. Secret got a little bit too cocky and Viking slapped them down into their place.
I am really not sure about what MATUMBAMAN's thought process was there. You know, it's very strange going in there, the Lifestealer with the AC, the Slaughter with the Amp. I mean, I think if Puppey hadn't bought back there, I think they were in a very good position. They just taken out these 2 supports. They used the Chrono. They just delay the game. You know, you don't have to worry about this push. The form is going to run out pretty soon. But with that additional death on MATUMBAMAN, it's going to set him back quite a lot.
Now Shad rubbing his hands together. He's like, nice, I'm the one true carry. That heart is almost ready. And then he's going to become an unkillable force. And even when they try to initiate on Boom, we've seen how hard that can be. I don't think any of these cores are good targets for Secret. We've seen, yes, they can bring down Aramis. But the question mark is for what you invest to even kill supports right now. Like, what's your follow-up? How do you deal with that? Whoop. Miscommunication there, but it won't matter. We've got enough stuns, says Viking. The Corn Embrace is simply so YapzOr can run away. Nothing more. Azai is not getting out of this.
And you see also, I like what Shad is doing here. I mean, he immediately just starts running towards YapzOr so that he can't save him with the Winter's Curse. Yeah, they're just going to go high ground right now.
There it is. What we've been waiting for. The heart of a warrior. Backed up by Splashy McSplashing as Tobi starts to set the ground upon which Secret cannot step. The tower gone already. Nisha jumps in. Kisses trying to do the damage. Not going to be good enough though. As it gets interrupted quickly, Cold Embrace comes out to protect MATUMBAMAN. No Chrono for 20. They can't afford to lose targets just yet. But the Winner's Curse is a waste. Shad still have the rage running. LSA comes out, moving in. Tobi stunned on the 2. It's good. They turn on MATUMBAMAN. He's able to get away with it. Puppey is going to be brought down. Dead for 70 seconds. That's going to be his dieback. Not that he had anything left to contribute after that quick interrupt of his kisses. And the melee racks will fall to the Corrosive Breath, and they'll move towards top now.
Yeah, and
you
I
have
think
got
one of the worst targets to actually use that curse on is the Slaughter with the axe. The duration is going to be so much shorter. with
I
that
mean, any of
additional
these
battle points.
targets don't feel good to use the winner's curse on right now. Just a lack of damage that is sorely hurting Secret as they've lost 2 lanes. And yeah, you got this Chrono, yeah, you got this Arena, but the hesitation. Who is your target now?
And this is starting to look like a relatively quick, maybe 2-0 here even by Viking. Nothing, you know, it's not set in stone as of yet, but they are in a very commanding position of this game, and
they go for more.
MATUMBAMAN is still away from his BB.
If he gets forced to Chrono here, they're done. Like, this could be the one that breaks them. Chrono's going to come out. He needs this kill right now, though. The Boom cuts the backline. They look on the Wyvern instead, bring him down. Tobi's still alive. He lived through it all. Had to go to heal him up. Flyback comes out from the Wyvern. Arena goes down. Tobi is going to be pinned. Boom has his BKB, though, and Shad is way too tanky to deal with, though. Turnaround is Tiny, who does have the cold embrace. But Shad, too tanky, just zoning away the forces of Secret means they have to leave Tiny behind as he gets burst down. They'll move forward onto Mars next. Look to clean up size. He stands his ground. A valiant warrior will fall. This is a double kill for Boom. The only upside for Secret right now is they still have a tier 1 in the bot lane that stops the inevitable death of their base off the back of a fight like that.
And that's going to be the completed Bloodthorn now on Boom, and he's also queuing up a heart now.
I'm telling you, it's the Chrono counter.
Tankiness deluxe, and MATUMBAMAN is under a ward right now. He does not know this. He might feel like he's safe here.
Oh, I don't know if they can get there, though. Aramis is not quick enough. MATUMBAMAN does make it out. The scan makes that obvious to them. But they can turn towards the base again. I don't think this is tier 4 territory for Vikings, but it's going to be very hard for Secret to get out. What?
Do you see what he's queued up?
Oh, I do. That is what we call the Chrono isn't doing it, dog. We're going to just need to go all in on one fight.
That is a bold move, I would say. Going up against Slaughter and Lifestealer, it's a tough one, getting away with that.
Let's be fair here. What item are you going to build that deals with the amount of burst damage they have? Like, what's going to save you at this point? The BKB, sure. We said it could be great, but you need to be able to kill someone in this Chrono. And as we saw last time, that is not an easy target for MATUMBAMAN in this game.
Oh, he just needs way too many items at this point. He needs, I mean, he's very heavily, the entire Secret lineup at this point, they're just very heavily lacking in damage. And you can also see from YapzOr what he's queued up. I mean, they're all thinking about it, right?
Look at Zai.
Zai knows too. They're all just, they're ready for it, you know.
You know, this is the next level strategy. We said they like to play this kind of free support role yesterday. They're like, how can we top that today? What if rapiers?
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Puppey's letting the team down, though. I mean, come on, did you get that level 20? It makes sense for a Divine Rapier. Instead, he's thinking Solar Crest.
Yeah, MATUMBAMAN also on this top lane. I think if he goes for this entire wave, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And I think MATUMBAMAN is just...
It's too late for him. He's done. And Chrono was
no
just
more.
coming off. Oh, God. Jeez. 1-2 tap. Goodbye, Mr. Glass Cannon. And they'll move into the base. They see an opportunity. Caught Embrace forced out to Puppey to defend him. Nisha now in a little bit too deep. Laguna does get Puppey low. Cookie will get him away from Boom for the moment. And Sight, this is important. The Bulwark is redirecting fire to save his Capitan. But who will save him? He'll scream back to El Capitan, but I don't know if he can help. Kisses are going to come out, jump in, forward onto YapzOr. The damage is too high. Cold Embrace will keep him alive for the moment. Buyback comes out from the void, but you've already used the Kisses again. Aramis will be ran down in the meantime. They are in deep here. Winner's Curse, Tobi. Needs to be a little bit careful here. They don't want to commit the Chrono too quickly. They want to make sure it's a guaranteed kill. Tobi looking to move away, though, in his own splashy area. The cheese able to stay alive. Avalanche toss to bring him low. Arena's going to go down to stop the reinforcement. Shad does move in. Looking to back up Boom here. Cold Embrace. Bash is coming out with MATUMBAMAN. He is protected for the moment. The damage is too high. He's dead. That's the dieback. Secret up against the rope. The ropes have broken. And they're falling out of the arena quick. Buyback will come out from the man with the arenas himself. But what's your follow-up? Where's your damage? They'll just stun up. Laguna, Nisha brought low. Will be killed off. Zai goes in deeper. Will die once more. And it looks like this is going to be a 2-0 going the way of Viking.
Yeah, and pretty convincing 2-0 at that. I think Viking just running Secret over in this kind of early mid-game in this one, and both victories relatively quick.
I tell you, Pike, you know it's bad when, because usually at this point we strategize how you get them in the fountain. And they got Shad in the fountain, and that didn't even work. Like, that shows you how gone and done this game is. There it is.
Yeah, and a
We get
very just solid performance by all of Viking here. Just also kind of they had some really, I would say, sort of cohesive lineups at least. You know, they have a clear idea and they know what they want to do. Once they get the ball rolling, it's very difficult to stop them.
And Secret, I'd say that their draft this game